Hello everyone, can you hear me? Good evening everyone. I think we have just one person on the stream already. Please, if you can hear me clearly, kindly drop it in the chat so I can hear you. If you can hear me clearly, kindly let me know in the chat box. You can type anything, you can type in your greeting so I would know you can hear me clearly. If you can hear me clearly, kindly drop it in the chat box so I can know you can all hear me clearly. Good evening, everybody. I'd really love to know. Okay, sir. Daddy, good evening, sir. You're welcome, sir. Okay, I would love us to take just a few moments to wait for those that are not online so they can join us, that we can have a one. But today, by the grace of God, we'll be looking at the introduction to AI video creation, where we are going to be looking at the basic knowledge that we ought to know as an AI prompt engineer, not just for image right now, but now for video creation, video generation, motion syncing, and everything regarding AI video creation. We're going to look at the basics. We are going to look at the span, camera movement. We are going to look at the elements that makes up an ideal AI video generation. All of these things we are going to look at it in this class. I promise us that tonight is going to be quite worth it. It's going to be interesting, educating, insightful, and everything. Uh, by the grace of God, tonight's class will just be probably just for a maximum of 1 hour. So, because some of us has to like prepare for some things, so maximum of 1 hour. But if we have a good turnout, we could exceed that 1 hour. So in previous classes, we dived into everything that we need to know as an AI prompt engineer in the field of image generation, where we looked at the basic elements of any image generation, what we need to type as a prompt engineer, and then in the in the concurrent class also, we looked into advanced prompts engineering. That was where we moved from the basics of subject environment to looking at things like frame, looking at things like mood, looking at things like attire, looking at things like camera movement or zoom in and all of that thing that we looked at in previous class. So all this is just like to build us a what would I call it now, to create a solid foundation, because as beautiful as that is, it is also the prerequisite for us to understand even when we go into AI video generation. So it's just like moving from a nursery class into the basic one, and from the basic to the secondary, just like the process of education. So everything we've looked at in our AI image generation and prompting is the same advanced way that we are going to bring into the AI video creation. Just that unlike the imagery where we have static characters, for the video we are going to be having characters that are going to be in motion, characters that can even be in dialogue, characters that might just be miming. We'll be using videos and scenes to pass on information to our audience. So that's what we are going to be looking at today. The topic says Introduction to AI video creation, from static images to moving stories. Today we stop creating pictures alone, we begin creating stories. One of my coaches would always tell me something, that for a creative AI video creator, your video should do just be a video. Your video should tell a story. Your video should create an emotion. Your content should create an awareness even in your audience. You should tell a story. You should be able to put out your point of view, your persona, even to your audience, that they may look at whatever you have created as a content, even though it is AI generated, and then they have a sense of consciousness inside of them as to what you are passing. So that's what we are also going to be looking at today. Before I go forward, once again, my name is Isaac, and this program, Digital Leaders Academy program, is brought to us by the cooperation of an NGO, Humanity Relief Path Foundation, and Digi360 Digital Services, which is a digital marketing foundation. So they come together to give us this platform for us to be able to reach out to everyone that has interest in learning about artificial intelligence. Just like I would always say, I would always urge everybody that is participating in this class to therefore ensure that they take in keen interest, because at the end of the day, a certificate will be issued after this. The experiences and the knowledge would be worth it, and then if luck is on the person's side, there is even chances of employment, either from us or for other organizations, or even from any other place that the person meets him or herself. Because I do always tell people that AI has come to stay, and it is now left on us to embrace it. Without further ado, let's get to the next page. So, number 2, the next page says, what is AI video creation? What is AI video creation? Now, I've said it before in our introduction class, where I explained what artificial intelligence simply means. I made us understand that we had so many revolutions that has gone before time. We had the Industrial Revolution, we have the French Renaissance Revolution, we had the Computer Revolution, and right now we are in the Artificial Intelligence Revolution. Now, so many things that do take lot of time, lot of effort, lot of days, lot of resources to achieve in the revolutions past. Right now in this AI revolution, there are things that are now done in the twinkle of an eye. Within seconds, within minutes, just with clear and simple instruction, things comes to life. Just like I explained in the AI image generation when we were dealing with that usually before a photograph can be captured, there ought to be the presence of some props. Digital camera or just any kind of camera, printing it out, framing it, editing it, and all sorts. But right now, in the comfort of our home, we can reach out to our smartphone, smart devices, and just with few instructions, which are also known as prompt, we could access any AI agent and generate any realistic, hyper-realistic image within seconds. Now, this is one of the powers of artificial intelligence. Also today, this is what we are going to be looking into. We are going to be looking into AI video generation. How AI, even though it is just a simple, what will I call it now? A simple process now. It's now a means at which we can create videos. We can create videos. Now, if you look at it, in the entertainment industries previously, before any video could be created, there has to be props, just like I said for that of photography. Props including digital camera, videography materials, costumes, script, machineries, all sort of things that are needed just to make sure that a script can be made into a playlet or made into something that people can see. But right now, things like that are not necessary anymore. Traditional methods rely on physical elements, but AI leverage text prompt and neural mode for instant generation. This isn't just a technological upgrade, it's a paradigm shift in how we conceive and produce visual content. We see that traditionally, in the previous years, decades that has gone, we will see that before time, kindly pardon me, let me do, give me a sec, okay? We see that before any video could be created, there has to be the presence of physical cameras, actors and crew, studio lighting, manual editing, and so on and so forth. Props, costumes, makeups, what's this thing called now? Characterization, scripts, and all of these things. These are things that are needed in traditional filmmaking before now. Let's look at this image that we have right here. You can see an image which we have right here. We can see how this is. So this is a traditional videography setting. So this is how it looks like. You can see the presence of cameras everywhere, this presence of fake lighting, let me use that word, cinematic lighting in other words, just to create a scene. We have there was evolution, there were technological advancements, and then we have the introduction of things called CGI and all sorts. All these were things that were possible, that were done before. But right now, to necessarily create a video, you don't need it. I saw a podcast of a man, a Chinese actor, very notable actor. So he was an actor that was notable in the all I call now in the field of romance movies, creating very fictional movies and all of these things about love and all sort. But right now, this man is no longer in the industry again. He is now in his village selling fruit by the roadside. A man that used to be a wealthy man. And then when he was interviewed, he said majority of all of the brands that he has taken up before, contract that he has taken up before, majority of them had to cancel out because they started using AI. And that's the truth. According to research, out of 122,000 plus movies that were generated, that was created in China as of a year ago, out of all of these 122 plus, about 122 plus also were generated with AI. So 98% of those movies that were created in the romance field, in the Chinese entertainment industries, they were generated using AI. So we could see what will happen there. It led to unemployment to this guy. So all of these things are things that are now possible. Before, you would have to need to get not just actors, but good actors that could really portray what you want them to do. But right now, with the use of subprompt and everything, you can get everything which you want in the right way. Now, with AI video creation, all you need is your text prompt. You need your neutral AI models. You need your instant generation. You go to the instant generation and then you do your digital refinement. Even your AI can do the digital refinement. There are some AI video generation agents that after creating the video, they compile all the scenes of the videos together for you. They edit it for you. They add subtitles. They add scenes. They add what's it called now? Script and dialogue, and they just give you your produce. As simple as it is. There is an AI called Tuni AI, Tunee AI. Tuni AI is a video generation AI that is used to create very realistic videos, especially music videos. All you have to do is to upload your video, your audio rather, your song, maybe the one you generated or the one that you just decided that you wanted to create an AI video for. Create a character. It could even be yourself. And then give it the prompt of what you want it to say. Tell it the kind of dancing steps that you want it to dance to, or the kind of song that you've attached to it. And before you know it, within few seconds, it generates a full length video. Could be 3 minutes, could be 5 minutes of that song that you have, and you will see the characters dancing in sync and even singing that song. So all of these things are things that are made possible by what? AI. In traditional means, there are things that wouldn't have been possible unless one has to get the necessary things. But right now, all these things are made possible with the presence of artificial intelligence. To the next slide. So how does AI create videos? Now we also look at how AI creates images when we're dealing with image generation. But now, how does AI create videos? The first thing is the idea. I do tell us that as humans, even though AI does a lot of things, the idea conceptualization depends on us. Our creativity should never be replaced with artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, which is AI, is there to enhance our creativity, not to take the place of our creativity. We have to be the one to give it the very good idea. That's why we see that online, we see AI videos. You see some, they will be very, very bad. You see the videos are not, the storylines are not jiving together. They are not linking up. You see the scenes are not even well done. You see the characters are even, they are misaligning. A word that is supposed to be spoken by a male character is spoken by the female character, and you see everything just being rowdy and all. Whereas you see another video created by another person, an AI video also, but everything will be balanced. Now that is where creativity comes in. The idea conceptualization is to be done mainly by the person that is accessing the AI model, which is ourselves. Is to be done by us, not to be done by AI. So we have to understand that part. So from the idea conceptualization, we go down to the prompt. Now, before we go to the prompt, I would love us to know that there's something also called, as much as I have said that we should always generate the idea by ourselves, there's also the part called the idea enhancement. I said that earlier, enhancing of our idea. Now, AI can do this for us, but the part of generating the idea should never be solely given as a duty to artificial intelligence agents to do for us. So we have to have the idea first, that we can give it to an AI to brainstorm it the way that we want for us. So from there we go to the prompt. What are the prompts that are necessary to bring that idea that we've conceived to life? The idea that we've gone through, that we've taken sessions to think about, how do we conceive it? How do we bring it to life? That's true. Our prompting. So when the AI gets the prompt, the next thing it does is to what? Is to understand it, is to process the prompt in alignment with the idea that you are trying to generate. The idea of the movie or the script that you are trying to generate, the AI takes a moment to process it up. I explained in our previous class that most AI agents, in fact all AI agents, they run on something called large language model, LLM. LLM simply means the ability for an AI to access a wide range of database of information from billions and trillions of sources, such that when you ask it a question, it simply goes to this thing to access information, just like Google. When we go to Google, we go to get information. There were times whereby we never knew anything called ChatGPT. All we knew was Google. But right now, with the invention of LLM, we can get all of these things. So when we bring in our prompt, the AI takes the moment to process and understand what we ask of it. That's when it accesses everything that is necessary regarding the prompt that we gave it. Okay, so we go to the next slide, the next one. Then for the next one is the frame creation. How the AI set each scene into a certain frame, how it brings it down after understanding the prompt and the idea that we're giving to it, how it brings it down. That's what we have for the place called our frames. So it is very important that we understand how AI goes through video creation according to what we've given it. Okay, let's continue. And to the next one, you have the motion. The motion is where your static characters or image or element of your videos in your frames gains some animation. Let me use that word, animation. The moment where your character starts to speak, starts to move, starts to interact, starts to perform some actions. That's what is called motion. So this is how AI and artificial intelligence processes the creation of AI videos. First, from the idea conceptualization, which should solely be done by the human. After you get your idea, you will go to it with an idea. Okay, I want to create a video. I want us to create a video of Tom and Jerry, a cat and a mouse, that have always not in agreement with one another. They are more like friend and foe at the same time. So when you bring that in, the AI will look at it. It can give you some recommendation. Okay, let's add so and so to it. What do you say if we bring this to it? One thing I've noticed about most AI agents is that they are optimistic. An AI agent is always optimistic. No matter whatsoever you bring to it, it tries to look for a way to get you to get the best, to give you a good result. It will always look for it. Even after giving you the response, it will tell you if you would love to, would you love us to do this and this? That's where it helps to enhance your idea. So from there we go to the prompt. From the prompt to the AI processing. From the AI processing, we go down to the frame creation, and then from the frame creation, we go down to And from the frame creation, we go down to the motion, how we get the AIs to move, the characters to move and interact. To the next slides. Good. From image prompt to video prompt. From image prompt to video prompt. Now, let's look at this now. This is how we can bring an image, we can develop an image prompt into a video prompt. Now, let's look at these two examples. The first says, the image prompt, just for the basic image creation, it says, a young African entrepreneur standing confidently. Let's look at that now. That is just a basic prompt. Remember, we've dealt with this before. Creating of prompt for image creation, the advanced one and the basic one. Now, this one right here is the basic one. Now, it says a young African entrepreneur. Our subject there is an African entrepreneur. The action there was standing confidently. This does not answer the question of environment or the mood or the appearance or anything. So this is just a basic prompt having just the subject and the environment and the action rather. Now, if you look at it, if you try to enhance this image prompt into a video prompt, it changes to something like a young African entrepreneur confidently walks into a modern office, smiles, waves at the camera while the camera slowly pushes forward. Now we could see that there are some words that are highlighted in blue there. There are some words that are highlighted in blue there. It is very important that we understand why it is. Now let's look at this prompt one by one. The image prompt just simply says a young African entrepreneur standing confidently. But now the video prompt says a young African entrepreneur. That's still the same subject. Confidently walks. That's the action. Fine, we know it's a young African entrepreneur, but what is happening to this young African entrepreneur? But instead of him just standing in just standing confidently now he's taking an action. A motion is happening there. It is walking confidently into a modern office. The modern office is what? It's the environment. Now he smiles. Action. Emotion. Then he waves at the camera. He waves at the camera. Now we see something about the camera too. The camera is not standing still. While the camera slowly pushes forward, that is a movement of camera. We are going to get there in this class where we are going to look at the movement of cameras also. It is very, 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 very important. Now, our video require action. Unlike the image generation, it doesn't require any action. All it requires is your prompt, and then you have your result. To the next slide now. Now, I want every one of us to think like a film director. How does a film director think? Remember, I said it even in the image generation class that even though you are making use of AI to create your images, you should always let your creativity be top notch. Let it be top notch. Now let's look at this now. Think like a film director. Now here are 9 key elements that you must take note of as an AI video prompt engineer. The first one is the subject. The subject. What is the character in your movie or in your scene? Who is the character in your scene? That's the first thing. The subject. The next one is the action. Now, let me bring us back to this previous slide that says a young entrepreneur, African entrepreneur, that's the subject. Confidently walks. That is the action. Smiles. Still the action. Waves at the camera. Still the action. So these are the things that you think of as an AI prompt engineer for video generation. Now it says subject, as I said earlier, is the who or the what is inside of the frames of your movies or the scenes that you are creating. The second thing is the action, movement, the movement. The third thing is the environment, the setting. In that example that we have here, our setting is the what? Is the modern office. Can we see that now? The setting there is what? Modern office. The young African entrepreneur is the subject. Confidently works is the action. More into a modern office. The modern office there is what? Is the environment. Now let's go on. For the first one, we have the camera movement. What's the perspective of the camera? The perspective of the scene that is being done. Now let's take us back to the previous example again. You can see it right here. It says what? While the camera slowly pushes forward, that is the movement of the camera. For we will not agree that for any movie that you see, there is always the work of cameras. I don't know if you've seen any behind the scene BTS of any movies before, whereby you see everyone that is involved in the creation of that movies that are not even on your screen, meaning inclusive of those that are not the actors and the actresses, the directors, the continuity manager, the props person, the costume maker, the makeup artist, the location manager, all of these people, the videographer, the stunt double, the CGI effect person, the video editor. When you look at how they go through all of this, you know that they have their own specific roles to play. You see how they move the camera. You see the crane shot. You see so many of this equipment that these people use to make sure that what they bring that movie or scene to life. So even as an AI video creator, you must be able to bring all of this into mind. The next thing is the lighting, the atmosphere. Now this is the same thing with the lighting that we dealt with in our video image generation, where you have the cinematic, where you have the futuristic, where you have the which other one again? Where you have the natural lighting, where you have the studio lighting. Now all these are the things that are necessary. Atmosphere, the atmosphere that is being created in your image. Now the next thing is the style, the visual DNA of what you are creating. Now this is where we have the same thing with style: cinematic style, anime, pizza style or cartoon style, hyper realistic style, horror style. Are we there now? Action-based style. Now, all of these are things that are under what you as a film director, as an AI video creator, you must also put to art. The next thing is the mood. What is the emotion that is being portrayed in the scenes of your movie or the video that you are creating? What's the emotion? Is it creating a sad emotion or an happy emotion? Whatsoever it is creating, it must be seen in what you are doing. So even as an AI prompt engineer, you put that as what? At the back of your mind. The next thing is your duration. Very important. Duration, your frames. What's the timing for your scene? How many duration or how many seconds or minutes are you to spend on just one scene? What's the totality of all of the videos that you are creating in total? All these are also very important. And to the last and very important one is your quality, the resolution of what you are creating. I've said this before. You have the 2K, you have the 4K, you have the 8K. The 16K is not predominant right now. The 8K and 4K are still the highest one right now. So your resolution of your movie is very, or your scene or your video is very important. So let's make sure that these 9 elements are things that are present. I'll take it again. The first one is your subject, your who or what. Second one is your action, the movement of your character. Third one is your environment, the setting of your character, the setting of where the action is taking place. The first one is your camera movement, the perspective of your camera, the ratio of your camera, how it moves, how it navigates. The next one is your lighting, the atmosphere of what you are doing. The sixth is your visual DNA. What kind of image are you trying to, video are you trying to create? The next thing is your mood. What emotion are you portraying to your audience? The next one is your duration, the timing. While the last and very most important is your quality, the resolution. Now, a video prompt is simply directing a movie scene with words. Remember, I said this in the start of the class, that just like the traditional method, you have so many things. The AI video creation, you are also going to follow through all the process of directing and every other thing, but with words. Let's get to the next slide. Now, you have to master, these are the part for the camera movement. It is very, very important that we master the part for the camera movement. Now, we're going to be looking at this one by one after the other. The first one is the pan movement, the pan camera movement, the pan camera movement. Now, this is the horizontal rotation from a fixed point. Now, take note, for this kind of movement, the camera is going to be at a spot. According to what you are telling or what you are prompting to your AI, the camera is going to be at a point, on a spot, but it will start moving horizontally, just like it's moving on a straight line. On a straight line. Pan movement. So the character can be moving, but that camera is following that movement horizontally. That's the pan movement. Now we have the tilt movement. Now this one is the vertical rotation, vertically. I believe we understand what this word means. Horizontal and vertical. Horizontal is just a straight line that is straightforward. A vertical line is also a straight line, but that is running from top to bottom. Let me use that scenario. Let's say as someone that is trying to plot a graph. Now we know the horizontal axis, the vertical axis. So let me use that. Now the tilt is a vertical rotation from a fixed point. The camera is going in a vertical rotation and to capture the scene with your character. The next one is the zoom in or zoom out. Now for this, what you want to do, your camera is fixed, but now your camera wants to take a closer look at what you have. Now your character is going to stand at a point. It's going to be at a point. But what the camera wants to do is this. It wants to zoom in to your character or zoom out to it. Now there is a difference between zoom in and zoom out and push in and push out. Are we there now? Now let me explain this first. Let's assume you have a phone and then you are taking a video, or probably you even want to take a picture, and then the subject or the character which you want to snap is farther away and you want to take a closer shot. You want it to bring it closer or make it give it a fuller scale on the ratio of your screen. What you do is you zoom in. Are you there now? You zoom in. You can zoom in from a 1 times lens into a 4 times, into a 5 times. You are expanding the zoom, the optical zoom or the digital zoom. Are we there? But when we talk about a pushing, are we there now? When we talk about a pushing, your camera remains the same. Your optical zoom remains the same. If you are on 1 times, you remain on 1 times. But what are you doing? You will move your camera or your phone closer to your character. Have you seen the difference now? For zooming, your phone, you can be at a spot. Your camera can be at a spot. You just do what? You push in your zoom. Your optical zoom or your digital zoom. Probably from 1 times to 2 times to 3 times upward. Are we there? But for pushing, your zoom remains the same. All you want to do, what that AI wants to do for you at that moment is that he wants the video or the camera to go closer to the person while still keeping that zoom and frame rate. Hope we get that now. That's the difference. Now the next one that we have here is the pull out. Are you there now? Now for the pull out, let's say you were already closer to the character before, then you started moving the phone to the back. Are you there? Moving it further away from your character or your subject. The character or the subject can even be moving forward too, but you are what? You are moving further away. You are pulling it out. Now, moving the physical camera away. Now, do we see the difference between pushing, pull out, and zoom in and zoom out now? Okay, let's get to the next one. For the next one, you have the tracking. Now, the tracking is very, very important. Now, the tracking is a movement whereby your camera follows your object or your subject. Wherever the subject go, the camera follows suit. It follows suit. It follows suit. I don't know if you've seen some drone shots before. There are some drone shots whereby it is like tracking a character. Wherever the character goes, it follows. It follows. So that's tracking. So what you want to do is that you are following a subject in motion. We will see that whenever the moment when the gun is sounded or is shot, and then and the race starts, you will find out that there is one camera that has its own pathway like this. That the moment the guns is shot like this and the characters and the athletes start running, it follows suit. It's just like he's in pursuit and running the same race together with them. That is a tracking shot. Now you see that camera that is moving is not going to be following the last person in the race. It's going to be keeping track with the first person. The first person in that race. That's how it follows, straight, in the same speed, in the same length. That is called tracking. Are we following now? That's a tracking shot. The next one is the dolly shot. Now, a smooth movement on a track. You on a track, you are making a smooth movement. You are moving your camera smoothly. For the next one, you have the drone shot. Drone shot is also called the overhead shot. It's just like a shot from above. Let's say, for example, just like this says now, this image here, like an helicopter here. Let's say someone is on a race platform and then you are taking a shot. Just like the word says, the equipment now, a drone. Hey, Lord, help me. Lord, help me, help your tutor. Because a drone is actually a gadget which I'm really hoping to go and I'm planning to get, because it will really help me a lot in terms of my delivery of my work. So I was even, just like any other day, I would go online, I would check for the prices of drone, and then I was looking at the prices of DJI drones, DJI Air 3S. I think it's about 2 million plus or so. Okay, so, and this is one of like, still some people will still tell you that the quality is still low compared to some DJIs, and that's true. So these drones are used to capture drone shot, an overhead shot, more like a bird in view that is now just looking down. Though we have the bird shot also, but the drone shot is just a shot from a great platform above looking downwards. Now to the last one that we have here. Sorry, not the last one. The next one, you have the bird's eye. The bird's eye. Now we should recall that while we were dealing with image creation also, we talked about the bird's eye view too. It will seem like fish eye rather. That one is fish eye. Okay, now for the bird's eye now, is direct overhead looking down. Direct overhead, like a bird in flight now, looking down. That's the bird's eye. Now take note, the drone shot and the bird's eye, they are quite different, because the drone shot can even take a shot without being in the sky for so long. Like it could take a shot while still moving in the same what will I call it now? In the same level with the person that is trying to like capture. Hope you get it. Meaning a drone shot does not necessarily have to be taken from the sky. It can be taken even around the person that is trying to capture. But for a bird's eye kind of view, it has to be from the top. Now for the last one that we have here, we have the low angle. Just like I explained in the image generation. The low angle is when you try to take a shot from below the character, such that would show your character as something that is heavy, gigantic, magnificent, or creating power. Okay, you take it from below upwards. You are looking at your character, your phone is taking the shot, or your camera is taking the shot from below to the top. So all these here are the kinds of camera movement that are very, very important to you as an AI video prompt engineer. Now let's go to the next one. Why does camera movement matter? Why does it matter? Why does camera movement matter? First, static shot. It creates a sense of stability. First thing, stability. Your camera movement matters because it creates stability, like your static shot. It creates a sense of stability, focus, and observation. perfect for dialogue or establishing details. Now this one is just the shot whereby you have your camera just standing at a spot, a static one. The pushing, now the pushing creates intimacy. You know, the moment when your shot or your camera movement is going towards the subject, it creates a kind of intimacy. It increases intimacy with the subject or builds tension by narrowing the viewer's focus. I believe that some of us have seen something like this before. Maybe a character that is looking besides, trying to like check around, and then the camera goes in a pushing to view that character. The next one is the drone shot. Now it creates a grandeur atmosphere experience, provides scale, context, and a god's eye perspective of the environment. With a drone shot, you can literally see a lot of things below from the top. Like for example, videos of the top of buildings like skyscrapers, a village, a city, taking shots of all the scenes of the buildings there. Such a shot is taken with a drone shot. The next one is the orbit shot. It creates a dynamic energy and reveals the 3D shape around the central subject. Now, what does the orbit shot mean? It's just like a circular shot. Let's say an object is fixed at this point. An orbit shot will go around the object, taking the audience, creating a 3D perspective of the image of the subject rather. It is going on around it, giving the audience a view as to the weight and then the perspective of whatsoever is being captured. So that is an orbit show. So camera movement matters for stability, intimacy, grandeur, energy, and so much, and so long and so forth. The next one, we have essential AI video tools. Good. Now in this part here, I've taken out time to give us a list of AI tools that are free and that we can use to create very, very good visuals. The first one is the Google Flow. Google Flow, I really recommend this. Google Flow is very good, like very, very good. Very, very good. You could use it to create videos. You could use it to even create images using Nano Banana. The video includes VO 3.1 to VO 3.0, and then I'm trying to remember this one too that belongs to Gemini, like this video creation that belongs to Gemini. So all these are what you can find on Google Flow, and then the least you can have on Google Flow is 3 trials per day. So you could still do something if you are quite creative with it. So it creates excellent cinematic quality, and it has a beginner friendly interface. So I really recommend Google Flow. The next one is the Qwen AI. Is also another tool that I also use. Although Qwen AI is not, when we bring it in par with Google Flow, they are not on the same standard level. But Qwen AI is also good. It has free features. It is great for experimentation and learning. Just like Google Flow, the Qwen AI can also create images. Also, it can create videos. The next one is Pika. Oh my God. Pika was one of the first AI video creation tools that I really fell in love with. My first one was the was it Kling? Yes, it was the Kling AI. After the Kling AI, I had Pika. So Pika, if you want to visit it, you just type on your Google or your Chrome, pika.art. Pika.art. So it's very, very free. It's free. I think you can create up to like 6. And then within seconds, your video is created. That's one thing I love about it. The moment when you give it the prompt and you send, within at most 20 seconds, your video is created. Okay, so you can use it to create simple animations. It is easy to learn for new creators. Very, very easy. I really recommend it. It's one of the tools that I started with. Then the next one is the Kling AI. Oh, Kling AI. Kling AI is very good. But as it is, it now has most premium